Welcome to a special Halloween episode of Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. I am your host, Andy Krutzinger, cool quarterback Andy Krutzinger, and this is my co-host, Hunter Moeller. Hunter, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Hopefully everyone can hear me decently through this.
Yeah, I think so. Hunter can't see because he doesn't have his glasses on, and I can't see because I threw whatever contacts I could in my eyes, and I don't think they're my prescriptions, so just found some on the street. We're going to talk a little playoff, football, a little regional volleyball, state cross country. But first, Hunter, you're a clown today.
Yep.
You're scared of clowns you revealed last week, not on air.
Yeah.
So that's pretty brave of you. Is this your scariest Halloween costume ever?
No.
No?
I wouldn't say like I'm deathly scared of clowns. They just creep me out a little bit, but that's
pretty
the main reason
creepy clown.
the main reason I chose the mask is because it was simple because I could just grab a mask too. It's like, hey, I might as well ride with the clown thing,
Yeah, where'd you get that clown mask at?
Walmart, man.
Walmart, yeah. Should have got
Should've
a
went to
Fairway. Should have went to Fairway. We are powered by Fairway, as always. Something went wrong with my tweet. As well as all of the lovely sponsors that you see below. Hunter, where can we watch this show on?
Well, you can check it out at a few places. You find us on YouTube at Washington Live's YouTube. You can also find us at Washington Live's Facebook, as well as Fairfield Live and Mount Pleasant Live's Facebook, and also Washington Live Spotify, too, if you want to check us out on Spotify. I know I've watched this on Spotify a few times.
Yeah, I've thrown it on the aux cord in the car.
Yeah, when I'm driving to a game or something, I just flip it on. Let's see how how our show was today, or something like that.
Tune into the experts to see how this game's gonna go.
Even though I'm here, literally listening to everything we're saying.
Yeah. Oh man, I just saw your clown for the first time on the actual stream. It is very scary.
Is it?
It is.
Sorry to any kids watching this.
Yeah, any kids watching? We're happy you're watching. There's my kid's in school now, and we went to I went to take her to school today, and I saw some pretty scary masks. I was a little worried for her. She gets scared pretty easily. So she's although she's spooky, she's a witch today.
Oh, really?
So that's kind of spooky, but I think she's a good witch. Anyway, I guess we should dive into some. Should I put some hair gel in before we
do it?
dive into some
big glop of that. Oh man.
football? This is what cool quarterbacks do right here. They do hair gel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is what if you're a quarterback like Ricky Stanzi, shout out. You got to do the hair gel. You got to do the sunglasses.
Dude, you should get like a undercut or something. That'd be kind of sick.
Big undercut.
You should get like the side shave, leave the top long, and just slick it back.
I might do that. I might just do that today for the costume. Big man.
Yeah, you should do that all the time.
Or you could be a cool quarterback every day.
Yeah, I should just be a cool quarterback every day. You should be a clown every day.
No, I'm all right with that.
We'll be like those guys in Nightmare Before Christmas that want Halloween to be every holiday. I think that's the plot of that.
Yep.
Aqua Di Gio, back when I was single.
Oh my goodness.
Aqua Di Gio.
Aqua Di Gio.
Classic. No, good. All right.
That is awesome.
I was at a football game this Friday, and I was at Winfield Mount Union High School for what turned out to be Winfield's last home football game of the year. I'll explain that in a second.
Pretty well.
Yeah, but Winfield Mount Union welcomed in Moravia. They'd already beaten Belle Plaine in the first game of the Class 8-player playoffs. A little bit of a slow start for the Wolves. They gave up the first 6 points of the game and then scored the next 34-6 win for the top-ranked Wolves over Moravia. First play of the game. So Jake Edwards has about like 30 touchdown passes and only 2 interceptions coming in. Abram Edwards had a step on his guy. The dude reached up, first play of the game, reached up, made this awesome one-handed interception, kept his feet in bounds. So all of a sudden, Moravia's got the ball immediately. They scored. Moravia, the offense, the first couple of possessions, I was like, oh, this could be a problem for the Wolves a little bit. They scored on a passing touchdown to their running back, McDaniel. Jackson McDaniel is his name. Next drive out, Winfield went to the give the ball to Cam Buffington play. And Cam only played in the really in the first half. He got a little bit banged up, not really hurt, but a little banged up in the third quarter. So it seemed like every single time he touched the ball, he ran over like 5 kids. And so that entire second drive was just boom, boom. He ran over people. He ran through them. He was dragging people. I had a laugh with Dana Royer of the Liza Publishing Company, who was also covering or taking pictures of the game. And she laughed a couple times because there were 2 plays in a row where there was somebody literally just dragging like a little kid whose mom is going out the door, and you're like dragging onto his legs across the grass. So Buffington ended up with 150 yards just on 15 carries, 4 touchdowns. All 4 of those touchdowns were in the first half. It was 12-6 after 1 and 26-6 at halftime. And the defense was just pretty much amazing the entire game. Moravia has a pretty darn good quarterback named Shane Helmick, and he looked pretty good early. And then as the game went on, Abram Edwards, Cooper Buffington, Cole Milks, they were all in the backfield. They lived in the backfield. Pressure after pressure. Got a couple sacks. Abe had 8 tackles, I believe, on the day. 8.5 tackles and 3.5 sacks. He was living in the backfield. That really disrupted the Moravia offense. And Winfield Mount Union, they scored. Jake Edwards hit Abram Edwards with a touchdown pass in the third quarter. And that was all she wrote. Moravia really couldn't move the ball very much. So, Winfield Mount Union, 10-0. Number 1 ranked, and 1 game from the Dome, the Unidome, for the first time since 1999 if they win this Thursday. Now, we got a couple things to say about Thursday.
They're playing. Yep.
And why is it Thursday? Because the winner of Thursday's game will play on Wednesday at the Dome. You remember that last year? I think Waco also played on Thursday because 8-man starts out the Dome games. They will be at Don Bosco, unfortunately, instead of at Winfield. Yep. The reason being, even though Don Bosco has 1 loss, it was a non-district loss, and they're the district champions, so it's undefeated district champion versus undefeated district champion. Non-district does not matter, and it's alphabetical this year. Remember last year it was backwards alphabetical, and Waco got to host the sub-state final game. Not this year. It's now frontways alphabetical, and M is before W. In case you guys were wondering at home. And so, not M, but D is for W, Don Bosco. So we'll be in Gilbertville. I talked about this because Waco was in Gilbertville last week. Bring your lawn chairs because there's not a lot of places to sit. It's a little bit of a drive. But you know what? I went to state cross country this weekend. And then when I passed Gilbertville, it seemed like, oh, there's Don Bosco. I just been in the car for like an hour. So it's a lot, seems a lot closer when you're going like 4 hours away. Anyway. So, and Hunter, you're going to tell us why Winfield Mount Union is playing Don Bosco, the Dons, this week.
Yeah, Don Bosco rated number 8 in the final rankings there. They took on number 10 Waco. Ended up being a real tight contest throughout the night, really anyone's game throughout. And, for Waco, they never never trailed until the fourth quarter in this one. But they fall 28-20 to the Dons, which is, why they're matched up with WMU. Really, it started out, the Waco defense kind of made a statement early. The Dons got all the way down into the Waco red zone, but the Warriors forced a turnover, got the ball back, and then went 7 plays, spanning over 60 yards, scored the first points of the game for a 7-0 lead, and as I mentioned, they would never trail until the fourth quarter. Hence the loss. But right after that, the Dons answered back. Caden Mack is, kind of their stud player for Don Bosco there. Rushing score not of the game at 7-7. Right after that, Waco kind of kept on the gas there. Scored 6 once again. Went 14 plays this time for 64 yards, and then a rush from Reese Oswald put the Warriors up 14-7. And then, with the ball in their hand, they got the ball to start the second half. Really had a great opportunity to, pull even farther ahead, 14 points ahead. But, a turnover, a fumble in their own half gave Don Bosco the ball. Don Bosco didn't capitalize. Waco got the ball back on a pick from Joel Meyer. And then, once again, Waco couldn't capitalize from that. And then the Dons got the ball back, scored once more to tie the game at 14-14. And then, it was kind of, heading into the fourth quarter, we knew it was going to be a tight one. Waco right out the gate, dangerous kind of quarterback receiver duo in Clayton Miller and Colton Lichty connected for a 41-yard touchdown. Put the Warriors up 20-14. Missed the extra point, which gave Don Bosco all he needed a touchdown and the touchdown and then the extra point. And the Dons did just that, took advantage of that. They got a long return on the next kickoff, and they scored on the first play, I guess, of that drive. And with the extra point, gave them a 21-20 lead. And Waco couldn't get anything going pretty much the rest of the night. And the Dons scored once more, so that 14-9 answered in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, ended up being the difference in that one.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, flash back to Winfield. There were people on the sideline just refreshing the score over and over and over, cheering for rival Waco just because they wanted to stay home instead of go 2 hours away.
And in this one, Clayton Miller, 6 for 16, 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, Loudon Housingate ran for 88 yards. Miller had 47 yards. Reese Oswald with 20. Colton Lichty led the Warriors with 3 catches for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. On defense, Housingate 12 tackles and Lichty 11. And as we mentioned, Waco ends 7-2, and Don Bosco moves on to take on Winfield Mount Union.
Yep, that was so Waco, a couple of real great years in a row here. I was surprised at just how good they could be this year, ranked, and they got kind of a tough draw with playing at Don Bosco in that round. Sounded like they definitely could have had that one, though. I listened to the end on the radio, so I was rooting on Waco on the way home, and it just seemed like a couple bad plays turned that thing from Waco in control to Don Bosco escaping. So 7 o'clock on Thursday in Gilbertville. Another team that got doomed by a couple of big plays. Sigourney Keota ranked 6th in Class 1A. They hosted Dyke New Hartford, the Wolverines, coming in ranked number 7. And Hunter had to just take his mask off for a second. And this is a game that seemed like between the tackles, it was even. But 2 huge plays pulled this one out for Dyke New Hartford. D&H wins 28-18. And so it was 14-3 at halftime. Caden Clarahan had a field goal for the Cobras. Dyke New Hartford had a couple of passing touchdowns at that point. So it's 14-3. But it's a defensive battle. It's a close game. So the beginning of the third quarter, first play of the game, the first play of the third quarter, Dyke New Hartford running back Noah Borcherding takes one 83 yards to the house, rushing touchdown. So that turned it in from a defensive struggle where Sigourney Keota gets a punt. Forces a punt and gets the ball back, they can score and cut it back to one possession. Now it's 21-3. Luckily for SK, they do go down and score on a passing touchdown by Sawyer Stout. And Dyke New Hartford takes the ensuing kickoff. Again, Borcherding takes the ensuing kickoff all the way to the house. So those 2 big plays were the difference because at that point it's 28-10. Sigourney Keota would score once more to cut it to 28-18, down 10 at that point, but time ran out on the Cobras. A tough one, second time in 3 years that Dyke New Hartford has been the bugaboo for Sigourney Keota football. Mm-hmm. So Sigourney Keota 8-2. That was their first loss since the first game of the season. They had been red hot. Sawyer Stout completed 8 passes for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Don't see that too often from Sigourney Keota.
You don't see they passed the ball 19 times. One thing that's going to be crazy is when they add up the stats on Cole Kindred. He had 6 catches for 136 yards. His yards per catch this year have been ridiculous because he's catching these bomb passes, and so he averaged 22.7 yards per catch this game. Kale Clarahan and Brody Griner each had a receiving touchdown. So let's see, that's 2 touchdowns for the Cobras, and they had that field goal, so that's how the points were scored. Defensively, Aiden McGuire had 7 tackles. 6 of those were solo. Sigourney Keota was unable to get any takeaways from Dyke New Hartford. The Wolverines had 2 interceptions, one from Stout, and then 1.5 back pass by Isaac Bruns. So, DNH had the big plays. Just like 2 years ago. I remember that game 2 years ago. Just those plays, those game breaker plays, just didn't go the Cobras' way. So that was a tough one. Sigourney Keota out in Class 1A, and that leaves one more team to talk about. Mid Prairie had a big win the week before, but a tough matchup on Friday night.
Yep. In Class 2A, we had Mid Prairie, one of our Final Four teams there, matching up against the team that gave Sigourney Keota their one loss, Prairie City Monroe PCM there. Ended up being a 36-0 loss for the Golden Hawks in this one. Obviously, PCM, rated inside the top 10. Not kind of an offensive juggernaut. They have a pair of players that are leading the class in receiving and rushing. But it was close right off the gate. Neither team found the end zone in the fourth quarter. Big defensive stops by both squads. But in the second quarter, PCM kind of found its stride. Class 2A's leading rusher Adrian Robbins scored from 50 yards out to put PCM on the board, and the second score of that quarter came from Gavin Van Gorp, and he hit 2A's leading touchdown receiver, and Griffin Olson for a 66-yard touchdown pass there. So at the half, PCM led 14-0, and they kind of just, Mid Prairie just couldn't find kind of that rhythm offensively that we've kind of seen this year from.
Yeah, that I definitely saw the week before.
So led 14-0 at the half, and really they just couldn't get back into it. PCM just kept tacking it on. Out of the half, though, the Golden Hawks ran 15 plays, went over 55 yards, got down to the Mustang red zone, but ended up turning the ball over on downs, and then PCM, like I mentioned, just kept it going. Van Gorp hit Olsen for another touchdown from 39 yards out, and then Van Gorp notched a pair of touchdowns on the ground. First from 25 yards, and then from 2 yards, really ended the night there. For Mid Prairie, Hudson Ehrenfeld ran 38 times, 158 yards, bright future for that kid. Mid Prairie quarterback Brady Weber, 8 for 19, 35 yards passing. So they really thwarted that passing game that we kind of saw. Brady Weber was able to put up some big numbers the past couple of weeks. Kobe Hirschberger, Dylan Henry, and Ehrenfeld all had 2 catches, and then Hirschberger led the Golden Hawks with 6.5 tackles. And with the loss, Mid Prairie ends the season at 5-5, and PCM 8-2 on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so that's 1-4. Our teams went in the football slate. We got one team left. It's unfortunate. I don't like as a cool quarterback, football loving guy. when football season comes around, when football season ends, it's just depressing.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we got a few more games out of Winfield Mount Union. All the 8-man games are on Thursday night. Those other classes will play on Friday night, and then we are 8 days away from the beginning of the state football playoffs at the Unidome, starting with 8-man. So hopefully we'll be there.
Yep.
We'll see how that works out. But we had some other exciting, historic stuff happen on the cross-country course. And after these commercial breaks, we're going to talk a little state cross-country. We got a state champion. We got plenty of top 5 finishers over there. So do not go away.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers and sellers, to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. One of the two of us is still in our our Halloween costume. Hunter had some real problems with the clown mask. Not the first time you've had problems with clowns.
Nope.
Dynamite drop in. But so Hunter's now just a Chiefs fan for Halloween.
Yep.
I kind of felt goofy even on Halloween walking to the studio today because I knew people would see out the window and
They'd be like, "What is that guy wearing?"
Yeah. You guys want to check out my football pants, by the way?
Those are sick.
Those are cool.
They look comfy, dude.
My wife hates these pants.
They look comfy.
Yeah, they are really comfy, and any excuse to wear the football pants on a work day, they're so comfy. I think my mom probably bought them for me. I would guess since my wife hates them. Yeah. And you know what? I usually dress up pretty nice for covering sports, not like a suit and tie or anything crazy, but church clothes, just something nice. I'll tell you one sport that I absolutely could not dress up nice for. I'll give you a hint, Hunter. It happened this weekend.
Cross country because it was raining and cold.
Cross country meet. It was not only raining; it snowed during the 3A.
Oh, nice.
The 3A meet. So I'm going to run through some state cross country results / memories. First off, I went there on Saturday, and we'll start with we will start with Saturday's results because we had a little bit better results on Saturday than on Friday. Friday we had the 1A teams, and on Saturday we had the 2A and 3A teams. So show up, we'll start in 2A because that was the first thing I saw. Showed up bright and early, left before 6, so I could drive to Fort Dodge. Mid-Prairie had 2 teams in it, the girls and the boys, and a couple chances at a state championship. So we'll start with what happened in the girls' race. Danielle Hosteller was going for her 4th state championship in a row. Did not quite get there, but she did get a top 5 finish. 4th top 5 finish. She was second. She was kind of battling for second the entire time. This girl who beat her, Hillary Trainer from Sumner Fredericksburg. Going into the meet, I was looking at times with state qualifying and stuff, and she went sub 18 at the state qualifying meet. Sometimes she was at a different one than Danielle, and some of those courses are easier than others. But it was jarring how good her times were. I didn't know if she could do it at Fort Dodge, but she got out to a lead. And, those of us there to watch Mid-Prairie kind of thought, well, maybe she'll slow down a little bit somewhere and Danielle will catch her or the other girls will catch her. And she never slowed down a bit. So Hillary Trainer, who had actually, she's a senior, so she's Hostetler's age. Danielle had beat her the last couple times, and she comes and wins her first state championship. Ruined the 4 in a row chance for Danielle, but a 5th place finish. for Hostetler, and she was humble as usual. She said, that's just what happens. Sometimes people are faster than you. It doesn't happen to her very often, but so shout out to Hillary Trainer that she ran a great race there. And the Mid-Prairie girls ended up in 4th place. They scored 122 points. They were 3 out of the top 3, which would have put them on the podium. You know, at the end, the award ceremony, they give you the top 3 and the top 15 individuals. Brooklyn Stutzman was her first time at the state meet. She finished 37th. Abby Fleming, 43rd. Greta Siren, 45th. Kendall Landstrom, 51st. Phoebe Shetler, 53rd. And Annika Pohl, 93rd. So you see they had a nice little pack there. Nobody else got in the top 25, but a lot of Mid-Prairie girls running through. So 4th place adds to Mid-Prairie's historic girls cross-country program. So Mid-Prairie girls had won 7 state championships in a row individually, all the Hostetlers. So they had a streak going of 7 for the school, and only a couple of guys could have kept that going, and the favorite of that was Emmett Schwarzentrooper, Jr., who finished 20th last year, and he was ranked 3rd coming in. He had kind of just risen up the rankings. We kind of saw him creep up there. So he's number 3 coming in. Start of the race, he actually was kind of back in the pack a little bit. About a mile and a half in, you see him start to make his move. Not really see him because I was running around taking pictures, but obviously I'm listening to Mike J, who's announcing. And then about 2 miles in, maybe a little after that, he was in the front pack, slipped past. There were 3 or 4 guys. He took the lead. We sat there thinking, how long can he hold the lead? I was in there with the Kelowna News guys, and we were just kind of discussing, can he hold on? These guys that are ranked higher than him are right on his tail. We see him coming down the hill with a little lead, and he just pushed it. And Emmett Schwarzentrooper is a state champion for Mid-Prairie cross country. Now, 8 individual titles in a row for Mid-Prairie cross country total. As I said, he's a junior. His first championship, he was wearing the lucky number 777. I saw that as he crossed. I thought that might have been a pretty good omen if I was going for a state title, and it's just random numbers. I got 777. That was nice even number.
Yeah.
Carly Seeley of Fairfield is also number 900. We'll talk about her in a second. But that would make me feel more comfortable having maybe that's OCD. So yeah, it was cool. He got his plaque. Mid-Prairie as a team got 10th. Preston Utsi 39th. Jace Yoder 86th. Maxon Schwarzentrooper 95th. Jesse Stoltz 100th. Daniel Rogers 114th. And Jacob Donaldson 116th. So nice little showing for Mid-Prairie. Yeah. Again, Mid-Prairie runners.
What else do you expect from Mid-Prairie?
Yeah, what else do you expect? So yeah, that was pretty exciting. And then, what's not exciting is I take a drink of my purified drinking water, drunk by quarterback Andy Krutzinger. I was going to do an ad like I'm a cool quarterback. Anyway, so then a lovely 2-hour break happens. Hold on.
2-hour break happens.
A lucky 2-hour break because they have to get the 2A kids, parents, fans, coaches out of there.
Yep.
And then bring the 3A people in. This is like a COVID thing. That's the reason that some went on Friday, some went on Saturday. It's freezing. So I stayed in my car for the next hour and 15 minutes, just freezing, doing nothing because my phone was dying too. So I was just literally sitting there. And I parked in somebody's driveway. I got tricked, Hunter.
Oh, no.
Because I got there early enough to get a good parking spot, right? And I like all the people that, they charge just $10 to park in their yard. But they were like waving me forward. And I thought that was the official parking lot, even though I've been to state cross country plenty of times. In that little slight point of seeing them wave me forward. So I turned in, and they said it was close to the course, but it was not even as close as I could have gotten if I just kept driving. So I got duped on that. So I'm just sitting in somebody's yard for an hour and a half. But then, luckily, 3A finally kicks off. So 3A kicked off with the girls race. 3A girls, we had 2 runners in that, of course. You saw the state qualifying meet, Iris Dahl and Carly Seeley, Iris Dahl of Washington, Carly Seeley of Fairfield. Not sure if when was that qualifying meet? Was that before the last show?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. So we talked about it last week, how Washington girls almost made it as a team, but Iris did make it individually, as did Carly. So as the race goes on, here comes, Iris, her times had not been the way that they had been last year. Last year, she was ranked something like 14th, 15th, and she showed out at state and got 7th. This year, she was ranked, I think, 13th. And, as I said, her times were not conducive of a top 10, runner. She just had a couple times when she would get like 3rd in the local races. And she got 5th in the state qualifier, in fact. And here we go back at Fort Dodge. Yep. And once again, shows out, ran with the front of the pack, got 5th place overall, just behind Fort Madison's Avery Rupp. So that was pretty darn cool. Her time her time this year was 18 minutes 57.5 seconds. So she went sub 19. Very rare thing for anyone to go sub 19.
She told me at the qualifier that she feels like she runs her best at Fort Dodge. So I was like, okay,
yeah.
And so we kind of see that.
Which that's impressive for her to know that, because at that point she'd only ran once in Fort Dodge because she's a sophomore.
I know.
She said, I liked her quote. She had some pretty good quotes after the race. She just said, I feel like I just need to try harder at the other meets too.
Oh man.
So she says she likes to be an underdog. So 5th place back on the podium, top 5. She says her goal next year would be top 3, which would make sense because you got 7th, 5th. So pretty darn cool for her. Carly Seeley, she was like 99th after the first mile. She was exactly 99th. I don't know why I said like 99th. I wrote the story, so I know that she was exactly 99th after the first mile. Last 2/3 of the race, she passed 33 kids to get 66. I actually didn't get a great picture of her because she was passing people as I was getting my little checkpoints, but we got one in the newspaper today. Check it out, southstyleunion.com. And so she gets 66th for the old Fairfield girls, her first state meet. You saw her, the state qualifier, said she got pretty emotional when she finally kind of hit that hump or whatever. So pretty cool for those two in the girls' race. Then comes the boys' race. We knew that Washington boys was one of our better boys teams. They've been ranked as high as 4th. They came in 7th, and they get 5th. 5th place for the Demon boys. That is the best that Washington boys cross country has ever done at the state cross country meet. In fact, that's the best that Washington cross country as a team has done, period, at the state meet, because last year was our first girls qualification. They didn't quite get top 5. Micah Reese right there with the front of the pack. We knew that would happen. We knew he'd be running out front, and that he was he came in ranked 3rd. We knew he was a top 5 runner in Class 3A. He gets 4th place after getting 13th last year, so moved up 9 spots from last year. He said after the race that although 13th isn't a bad spot to get, he's kind of disappointed last year to only get 13th, and that this year is more kind of fulfilling for him. So his final time was 15 minutes, 47.9 seconds. And as I said, he leads Washington to a 5th place finish. They were 10 points ahead of Winterset for 5th. Andrew Reese, sophomore, he had a nice little race, 41st overall. Right as Andrew comes through, here comes Tyler Alderton, taking 48th. Lane Schrock comes right behind him, 68th. That didn't seem like right behind, but when they're coming in the pack, it was like boom, boom, boom. Washington kid, Washington kid, Washington kid. Sawyer Shantz, in his first time at the state, by the way, this is everyone's first time at state besides Micah for these kids, 94th. Kale Malikti gets, I said 11th, but that's not true. He got 111th, so my story is... My story's missing a 1 there. I'll have to go fix that. And Andrew Shepard and 114th. So Kale and Andrew, as well as Micah and Lane, are all seniors. So 4 of those 7 kids are seniors. We know from watching middle school races this year that Washington has plenty coming up on the boys' side. So they might be back next year. But nice little finish for the Demons, and that was the 3A, the 2A 3A day. And then I took my icy self all the way the long walk back to my car. Finally warmed up and went home. That was my weekend.
Yeah, it was a good showing though. I felt like we kind of saw what we expect, or the results were what we kind of expected for the area squads up there, even better,
I'll say I was, as always, I was kind of Fort Dodge is a long way,
Yeah.
and it's cold. I was dreading it the day before. Oh, I gotta go to Fort Dodge. And my wife said, "You guys couldn't like skip this and get pictures from something else." I was like, "No." I was like, "I know. I knew that we were gonna get a winner or top fives or whatever." I mean, we have that is just from Saturday. We had a state champion. We had 3 top 5 finishers individually outside of that state champion with Hostetler, Reese, and Dahl. So pretty cool. And guess what? That's not the only top 5 we got this weekend. On Friday, the Class 1A runners were in Fort Dodge and Lincoln Bainbridge of Van Buren County. His best finish ever at the state meet. 5th place for Bainbridge. He went 16 minutes, 13 seconds. That's a new PR for him. And he finished just a couple of seconds ahead of the 6th place finisher to get that top 5. Pekin's Brady McWhorter, 10th. That's his first top 10 as well. And the Pekin boys got 10th as a team. Top 10 for the Pekin boys. With Matt Union's Colby Newsom also slips in the top 20. He got 19th. And then some more Pekin runners. Jaden Wolver goes 55th. That was his last state race. He is a senior. Mason Dahlstrom, 85th.
Good.
Oh, cool, guys, getting a cough. Cole Milliken, 97th. Lane Ferris, 118th. Ben Guys, 134th. I got a squeaky chair. Dylan Saboski, 144th. And then in the girls' race, the sensational freshman season of Hillcrest Academy's Marie Yoder came to an end with a 13th place finish. Can I get 13th over here? And 19 minutes and 41.3 seconds. Couldn't find her time. And Yoder was ahead of Chloe Glosser, who of Pekin, who those two have been kind of the tops of the Super Conference this year. Chloe got 17th. That led Pekin. And let's see, Columbus's freshman Iris Garza got 23rd. And so that's all the individuals, and then the rest of the Pekin runners. Lauren Stiegleiter gets 51st. Audrey Ferris, 55th. Abby Guys, 114th. Lexi Swearingen, 120th. Brianna Drish and Cambry Ernest go 132nd and 134th. So, and that was Pekin's 20th time in a row being a state qualifier for girls as a team. And it was, off the top of my head, I think 56 out of the last 60 years.
Man.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Got a story about that in last week's paper. So my brain's fried from all that talking.
Looking at those results, it's like, man, we've got a lot of young runners that are going to be good for a long time.
Yeah.
Looking at the younger kids are kind of finishing at the top right now, and it's like, they're only going to get better, you think, as their careers go on. So
yeah.
We're going to see those names, I think, for at least 3 years, with some of them 2 years, with some others, popping up here and there for cross country.
Yeah, the only seniors there were the they had the 4 from the Washington boys, and then Hostetler's a senior. They have a few seniors for the Mid Prairie girls, but out of those other top 5, kids, Bainbridge is a sophomore. Iris Dahl is a sophomore. Marie Yoder's a freshman that got 13th, and Chloe Glosser is a sophomore. So I'm going to go ahead and make my plans to freeze my butt off in Fort Dodge next year.
Yep.
Maybe I'll send you up next year. We'll see.
Cool.
That's all we got for the cross country portion of this show. I did a lot of talking there.
Yeah, you did.
Did a lot of talking. My
You did
brain
good.
still
You
has
did good.
not.
You did
Thanks.
good.
My brain still hasn't caught up from driving 7 hours in one day. Not a lot of bathroom breaks, by the way. That was pretty cool of me.
there you go.
I was like straight up.
So you made good
I was
time.
ready to get there. I actually got there too early. In fact, I actually was sitting in my car thinking, why didn't I wait? I could have stayed in bed 30 more minutes. Because then what do you do when you get there? It's freezing.
Yeah, and you literally have to wait for the gun, So
Yeah, you have to wait for the gun. If it was warm, I would have, found some coaches, chatted, just kind of like hung out with the fans and stuff. But it was freezing. So, yeah. But you know what's not freezing? The
commercials.
I was going to say the hallways at Fairway Food Stores, because those low prices always warm the happy customers up.
Hey, there you go. I love that.
As well as all the, remember, down here, all the sponsors. And we're going to see some more, because we're going to get a commercial.
Yep.
We get back, we got a volleyball update from Mr. Hunter Moeller. Maybe a clown mask, maybe not. And we have people on the other side of this wall. Maybe we'll invite them. Maybe they got costumes on. We'll have a little party in here. So we'll be back after this commercial.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
At Brown Shoe Fit, we pride ourselves on traditional sit and fit service that's been serving the Mount Pleasant area since 1952. At Brown's, we have shoes for the whole family. From kids to adults, we carry the finest footwear for every occasion. Whether you're looking for something for work, casual wear, or exercise, we've got you covered. And don't forget about our selection of safety toe footwear for both men and women. Come visit us 6 days a week and experience the best in traditional sit and fit service. Brown Shoe Fit, where quality and tradition meet.
Just around the corner, and what a better way to celebrate than visit two of Iowa's most thrilling Halloween attractions, Thresher's House of Terror and Midwest Haunted Rails. Brace yourselves for an unforgettable experience as you enter Thresher's House of Terror, filled with the spooky surprises at every corner. You'll encounter every nightmare you've ever had. And for a family-friendly Halloween treat, ride the Midwest Haunted Rails, screaming down the tracks in Mount Pleasant, Iowa.
Welcome back, Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk.
What's up?
Live. Hunter, you're catching the cool here. And speaking of cool, we're going to talk a little volleyball, so let me just throw this over to my man, Hunter Moeller.
Oh.
I wonder if the camera caught that.
I don't know.
That was a
I don't know if
big
it flipped
switch.
it.
It did. Alex said it did.
Here, I'll give it back to you.
Whew.
Heisman pose.
Heisman. Hunter.
Yep.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. I've been watching a little bit of the state volleyball tournament, and unfortunately, there are none of our teams in the state volleyball tournament. But we had one get close, and you watched them last week. Mid Prairie, Golden Hawks. You went all the way to Center Point for that one.
Center Point, Urbana, the Golden Hawks took on. Really. The way this match went, Mid Prairie, lost the. It was really a close set against a great Center Point Urbana team. Mid Prairie ended up losing the first set 25-23, and they held a lead 23-21 at one point, and. Actually, it was 23-22. Sorry about that. But Center Point scored the final points there in that first set, and it felt like if Mid Prairie could have got that one, like it kind of would have been a different set, because Mid Prairie in the second set pretty much dominated the entire time. Ended up winning that one 25-17. But Center Point Urbana really hunkered down. The final two sets really dominated the third, kind of what Mid Prairie did to them. They did back in the third set, 25-17 in that one. And then in the fourth, it was another close one. But Center Point Urbana, the Stormin' Pointer, still love that. Still like one of the coolest. Yeah, one of the coolest names there. Get it done 25-21. In the fourth for the 3-1 match victory. Just a tough one for Mid Prairie. A lot of bright points. Center Point Urbana has some really heavy hitters. In particular, Sydney Mao who is a junior. She's about 6'1", and let me tell you, I haven't seen somebody hit the ball straight down like she was in a long time. She's a left-handed hitter, and really she just controlled the right side of the net anytime it was set to her.
I think that adds some mystique when they're left-handed too, like left-handed power hitters.
Yeah, and I feel like Sherry Evans, Mid Prairie's coach said that kind of got in their heads a little bit, because I mean she was hitting it hard and that thing was coming straight down when she kind of reached the apex of her hit there. So tough loss there. Obviously, that ends Mid Prairie's season in the regional semifinal or the regional championship for the second straight year. Obviously, lost to eventual champion Davenport Assumption last year. And we go through the stats here. And on the bright side for Mid Prairie, obviously, a lot of starters return for them. Huge night for sophomore Jovi Evans. Really crazy. She's only a sophomore, and she is like one of the best players that we cover. She ended with 25 assists, 20 kills, and 24 digs. What a stat line from her on the night. As well in the kill department following her, we had Callie Huber Jr. Callie Huber with 9 kills. Harper Pasha, sophomore, with 8. And senior Paige Safley, 6. She's kind of one of the main seniors that kind of went in that rotation there. As well as assist, Avery Helmuth, sophomore, as well, 16 assists. And then in the digs department, Dakota Mitchell, Junior will be back here. One of the best liberos probably in our area. 31 digs for her to lead the way, along with Evans 24, and then Harper Pasha with 22, and then Junior Laney Dubois 13, and Helmuth with 12. And then serving wise, Helmuth and Pasha both had 2 aces on the night, as well as Jovi Evans, Dubois, and Mitchell, each with 1. So, despite the loss, I mean, a lot to look forward to. Obviously, they played well. Just it was Center Point Urbana's night.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But as you said, I mean, Mid Prairie loses some seniors, but they are going to be stinking good next year. They have so much young talent coming back. So I imagine they're at least back in the regional final. Next year, it'll be interesting. They play Washington, because Washington has a lot of kids back too. So it'll be kind of a battle. Oh my goodness! Breaking news in the NFL.
Oh no!
Montez Sweat of the Washington Commanders is now a Chicago Bear.
What?
Think we're giving up? Saw that on Twitter as I
think we're giving up.
Yeah, you think we're giving up just for 2-6?
No, I want the Chiefs to get
who?
Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, he really hates his team. You know what? And it's a cool quarterback. I understand that, because I'm a cool dude, and if I'm performing well and my team's not doing so well, I'll demand a trade. I don't care. Demand a trade. I'll rip on my coaches in the organization. I'm the star. You gotta.
See Devontae last night. He could have had like a 90-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was a bad throw.
And then Garoppolo threw it out of bounds.
I needed the Detroit defense to do a little better. So after that happened, I laughed, fist pumped, high fived my wife, dog, kids, everyone I saw. Didn't matter, still lost. But, So you know what?
It's tough being a fantasy football.
Hopefully none of my fantasy football players ask for a trade.
Right.
But I would, because I'm cool. I know that no matter where I go, I'm the star. I'm the guy who gets to be on all the commercials. I'm the guy who gets to do all the interviews after the game.
Yep.
With the media. I'm the guy who wears Aqua Di Gio.
Oh,
Real
my.
Cool.
There you go.
That's right. You want to put the clown mask on for the end of the show?
Sure. Let me get her on here.
I thought I was going to come in today, and you guys were going to forget. Alex is kind of in a costume. He's a little kid on the first day of school. I don't think the camera can get to him. But he's wearing this, I'll just describe it. It's like a nice sweatshirt. You can get into the camera.
He's got
a nice sweatshirt with a fire truck on it. He's a big fire truck fan, so there it is.
Yep.
So yeah, he's a kid on the first day of school.
Wearing his
awesome fire truck outfit that he got for his birthday. So yeah, Hunter's back in the mask.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Beggars Night around the area is pretty much tonight.
Yep.
Some people do it on Saturday, but anywhere I've seen, we're going trick or treating tonight. I got a Minnie Mouse.
Warm.
Yep, stay warm. I'm just gonna keep this on all day. I got a Minnie Mouse with me and a that's my 1-year-old.
Should I drive home like this? Maybe put the
You should. Yeah, it's Halloween. They can't rip on you. You should walk into the store, get some stuff with that mask on. Actually, I'm not sure if you did it on purpose, but the vest and the sweatshirt underneath, is that on purpose? That kind of goes.
Kind of. That's why I did like the red kind of theme.
Yeah. That definitely goes with it. The red and black makes it a more scary thing.
He has 2 years.
Who has 2 years?
2 years.
Oh, you got 4 ears. Yeah, you got 4 ears. The ears don't come over your ears. You're a 4-eared clown.
Oh, that's kind of messed up, isn't it?
The hair is great, though. It's a great clown mask.
I know.
So that's a good. I'll be honest. I wasn't sure I was going to be 15 minutes before the show.
Yeah, same here.
I was like, oh crud, we're supposed to get in the costume.
I told you I was in Burlington. I was like, dude, what can I find quick?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were getting that in Burlington. So that's an early Burlington trip on the day.
Yep.
That's it. That's it for Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk. Not
Halloween
forever.
edition.
Halloween edition. We'll see you. Wait, I don't want to say the sign off yet.
Yep.
But everyone tell your friends about the Halloween edition and every other edition, the non-Halloween editions. And we got more football. And then we're just going to have fun after that because high school sports until winter are calming down a little bit. But we're not calming down.
Nope.
We never calm down.
Never.
Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk live. When will we see him, Hunter?
Next week.